What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Carsual Critiques. I'm Henry,
I'm Aiden.
and we're your hosts for today's episode titled Wacky Whips. We have 3 Wacky Whips today they're rating. First one is the cat car. We also have an iguana car and a flying pig car. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the episode.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so the first car we have here is a cat car. It's kind of shaped like a cat. I think it's something to do with like some kind of business, maybe, doing cat like related things. First thing I want to note is the ears and the tail on top. It's a little high, so if you're pulling up to a parking garage and they have like that height limit, you could hit it, might not be able to fit in there, so it might not be a universal parking car.
I also want to point out the tires. Like, they're very skinny. I don't think they'd be good for like any sort of weather at all. If you wanted to bring this bad boy out into a winter storm, it probably wouldn't be the best.
I completely agree. I think the thin tires really doesn't like fit the fat car we have here.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think it's based off of a van, from what I can tell. You see, it's got like the box
Oh,
outline
yes.
as well
Yeah.
still, but you kind of just like added some onto it. Like especially the fenders. I really like how you like incorporated the paws and like the leg as part of the fender, so it really like makes it a cat car instead of just slapping the decals on there, calling it a day.
Yeah, it really is a great company car. I mean, it says Mamix on the side here, so I'm assuming it's some sort of like promotion or something. Maybe it's like a taxi service because they got that thing on top. So I don't really know, but it says mobile right there. So I think it's some sort of taxi service.
Definitely could be, or it could be like a mobile like cat cleaning or cat food thing. Drives it around. Everyone can tell obviously that you're a company, and it just drops out cat food around houses.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Another thing I like is the license plate. He has a custom one, says meow for you. I think that's pretty sick. It pays an extra $100-something.
That would really make me feel special if I saw this go to my house.
I would agree. One other thing I have to note though is the eyes. I think like if you're driving, right, you see just some big eyes, and you can't see like directly in front of you. You kind of look over the eyes. That's one thing. So there's like a supercar, like a really low car in front of you, and you might not be able to see it at all if you're close enough.
But to counteract that, there are fuzzy dice in the interior, so it kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, true. Fuzzy is pretty sick. The final thing about this car is the whiskers. I'm not too sure how sturdy those are. They look kind of a little flimsy. I feel like anyone just knock one right off there. Or if you're driving fast and a rock just flies up, just break off a whole whisker. But I don't know how those could be really annoying to replace. I honestly don't know. I want the headlights too. Headlights are pretty sick. I like how you should put them in there. I thought the eyes would be the headlights, but they're not the hands, so.
Alright, so as you can see for this car, it's obviously not used for any sort of like road use because the completely, like, you cannot see anything out this front window. You will not be able to see anything. And also there's like a whole bunch of other cars around it, and it kind of looks like a racing area, so I'm not really sure what sort of like event this was used for, but I would definitely like to go there.
One thing though, as you can tell, there's not license plate. I don't think that you can film back here either, so I don't think it's road legal.
It's on a trailer.
Oh yeah, it's also on a
Tell,
trailer.
it's like the tail.
The tail is not even part of the car. It's on a trailer.
Can you imagine how that would drive too? Like, you'd be driving and you'd just be like,
Yeah, the tail would just be swerving back and right.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to like control it.
Other thing is like the arms, they like stick out. Your car's probably taking up 2 lanes. There's no way you're fitting that in 1 lane. I think it's huge.
I mean, you got the natural cooling though from the mouth here. You see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's kind of a little bit open here. You get that air coming through.
The air, cool the engine.
Yep. Pretty nice, but I think that this is probably the least practical of all the cars that we have on the list, because
For sure.
this one is like you would kill somebody if you drove this on a public road. Like, that's just all it comes down to.
Real. I think this was also based off of a van. Like the last car we had was based off a van. I think you can tell it's kind of like a box design. I think it's more based off a van as well. They kind of just slapped on some like exterior bits and
A trailer.
a trailer, made the tail. Called it an iguana car. The spikes are pretty cool too, but this might run the same problem they had at the last car, where if they try to like park somewhere, like a parking ramp, or like the height limit somewhere, they just scrape the top and like break off all of those spikes.
But like I said earlier, I sure hope they're not bringing this to the public road.
So the next car we have here is like a flying pig car. I think this car is pretty sick. From what I can tell, especially with the background, it looks like it's in some kind of race, or it's like a race car. It's got a number on the side, and you can even number the cars, it's easy to identify. even though it's already a flying pig. The driver inside's wearing a racing helmet. And I think right back here, you can't really tell too easy on camera, but there's like a parachute maybe in the back here. From it's going really fast, he's stopped.
You can also see like at the front here, there's like a big cooler for the cooling system. Not really sure what that's all about. Maybe he's got like a big engine in there, and that's what he needs the parachute for. So maybe this flying thing is going faster than he expected would. He also has like a panel back here that kind of, I would assume, acted like a spoiler, as like a way to keep him on the ground and not literally fly away like his car kind of looks like it should.
Yeah, also with the hood, you can't really tell too easy, but it's kind of like bending up. I bet you he definitely put some other kind of engine in his car, and the hood doesn't fit it normally, so you have to like bend it over it.
Or like, I don't know, this car has definitely been through the ringer. Like, this is nowhere close to the stock car, because like, you can even see it up here, that this, like, the fenders up here is kind of bent in towards the fan.
Yeah.
Like the match. It's a very custom job, I guess you could say.
You can tell he's stripped a lot too. Like, there's not even headlights on the car anymore. You just kind of took them off and then bended like a metal piece over where it would be. So there's not even headlights here, and the grill's gone in replace of that, obviously. One thing though is these like ears he has on his front might be a little annoying. If you're doing a turn or something, you need to see like that small little bit. Could block something out, especially if you're driving really close to someone. And another thing that's cool is like on the wings where you have like these really flat panels, you have like a little bar like connecting it to the back of the car so it doesn't just break off and fly away.
It doesn't really look like the driver is all that comfortable though. He looks pretty cramped. Like, I don't know what kind of car this is, but I would say it's probably like the size of like a Miata, like something small.
For
like
sure,
that.
it's a very small car.
It's a really small car.
Yeah, I think I'm looking back here. I don't know if there's even anything back here. I think it just kind of like slants down, so it's literally just like a roadster. There's no back seats or anything, so it's just him, one other seat, that's all he gets. So it's very cramped in there.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Wacky Whips. I hope to see you next week. We are the Carsual Critiques for the JHS Creative Communications class. You can find us on YouTube. This is Henry and Aiden, and we are signing out.